available, and with that being a first pick from SK, you're obviously denying that from Xerxes. With both the Aphelios and the Senna being taken off the board, we're seeing a higher priority on the Misfortune. The blind pick regardless is a little surprising. I expected a jungle answer to come out from Xerxes here, but it looks like that he wants to hold on to that pick for the time being. Normally we will see Origen save their solo lane picks until later into the draft, but because they're on red side, they could consider giving Nukeduck his LeBlanc and then banning away some of the potential counter picks, depending on what they're feeling, because recently we've been seeing Nukeduck on a lot of the tanks, on a lot of the utilities.
I hate it. I hate
it. I mean, yes. But Frost was talking about it yesterday, how in the first half of the splits, that's why Alfari was doing so much of the team's damage.
Yeah,
because he was kind of picking up the slack from Nukeduck. So, like, we could see a LeBlanc here if he's feeling it, or we might just see the Karthus jungle come out from Xerxes.
Well, TK rounds out SK's phase 1. Karthus locks in on the OG side. Obviously, for those of you listening at home, still working on my audio levels, so I have been adjusting those and giving myself a little bit of additional gain.
You sound great, mate.
Thank you so much. I got a different microphone from yesterday, so hopefully the quality's gone up. And now we move into the next phase. I like seeing Yasuo taken away. Every time you see that Gragas combination, Gragas-Yasuo is just such a deadly duo.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I want to see what OG does. Like, I love the Origin discussion we've had yesterday and today, especially when it comes to, when you think of the names, when you think of teams, you think of the stories, who's the contender, who are the exciting rookies, who's the team that is surprising you. Well, OG's not always the front of your mind.
No.
But you can't forget them because they are so freaking good. But I do want to see them have a confident win. I was not blown away by their match yesterday, but I didn't think that really is what's going to impact my opinion of like their postseason chances.
Yeah, like, quick shot. Origen they don't come, what's the word? They're not circus performers, G2 Fnatic, when you go, you get a show.
Oh, I like that.
You get fire juggling, they swallow swords, like, they do all the crazy stuff. Origen, they arrive at work, 9 a.m., they are extremely efficient, they have lunch for half an hour at 12:30 promptly, and then following lunch they will finish their afternoon business, and then at 5 p.m. they will clock out. And you know that you will get that 9 to 5 expert efficiency, professionalism from Origen. At 5 p.m. they just clock out, and like, that's the kind of team that you're dealing with right now. They do things by the book, they do things properly, and they'll do things cleanly if they can. And that's kind of been the debate around, if to beat Origen you kind of create chaos for them. You create situations that they don't know how to react to, or you
unplanned meetings that are not on the calendar.
Exactly.
Surprise them in one-on-ones they weren't prepared for.
Yes, dude, you're getting it. Like, you're in your office environment right now. You're feeling it, right? And that's
Tell them the toaster is a timer and not a level of heat, and that's it. You wreck it. Okay,
so like that's what we're gonna look at for SK.
Thing, right?
But there's a thing, right? So this all leads to SK's comp, right? What are we seeing in that comp that could create chaos? And like right now, I like this.
Helps.
This is what we want to see. The Pantheon, really strong in the early game, creates a lot of opportunities because of its ability to roam, like very flexible in terms of what it can do in the game. We're gonna see Venter on a carry as well. This is what we like to see from SK. Quick shot. They're going for a couple of comfort picks. They know that they can't make it to playoffs, so hey, let's see if we can upset Origen's chances. Venter obviously coming into SK for the roster this week. And he is a big carry player. When he was playing in the National Leagues and the ERLs, he's the guy that you put on, like, he's known for his Quinn. That's his pocket pick, So he's going to be playing the Camille. We've got Genex on the Pantheon, and you've got Trick on an early game jungler like the Gragas. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. This can create some chaos for us, quick shot. That's what you need to do if you want to kind of ruin the schedule of Origen.
Okay, give me a small review of Vente yesterday. What did you think of his performance? What do you think of his debut game on SK side? And what is he going to do up against Alfari on Renekton right now? Maokai mid, just so you know, this is the first ever Maokai mid in European history, in LEC history.
Wow.
And of course, it's freaking Nukeduck that is playing it. Adding it, I'm actually going to ask my stats team how many unique champions have Nukeduck played now. I think it's in the 70s, so I'm actually going to ask for them directly to give me that info.
Yeah, you're right. He actually plays, the Champion Ocean, of course. He's known for that. He's added another one to his repertoire. So I think Vente yesterday didn't have the best debut. I think the comp, though, that he was playing in, he wasn't really set up for success. They kind of struggled from the early game, and he did have a couple of moments on his set, But I think that with the Camille, he has more opportunity to shine. The problem is, again, he's not in a winning matchup. He's going to struggle. He's going to need some support from his jungler. And again, it's very dangerous to gank Renekton lane because early on, Renekton can very easily turn 2v1s in his favor. So I think Vente is just going to have to try and play defensively, avoid the potential dives that can come through, and I think that he has the potential to be a big carry. Of course, Camille still scales very well. She's going to be a much bigger threat in the side lane later on. And I think that, again, what we're seeing is, Vente, what do you want to play? And he's like, just give me comfort, give me the Camille. So it's kind of in his own hands. If he's feeling confident on the pick, then he can do a lot on it. But he is going up against one of our best top laners in Alfari. So we're going to see how he holds his own.
Oh, pressure is on. Let's see. What can SK Gaming do? 2 wins, 13 losses. They can still play a little bit of Heartbreaker and spoil on the side of OG. But let's be fair, let's be honest. OG looking pretty comfortable with a win-loss of 11-4. The teams behind them, 9-6. So feeling comfortable.
Well, quick shot. I'm going to put you on the spot a bit, but normally you have this kind of thing prepared.
Oh, this is brave.
So
I'm
well,
we haven't prepped together in the office. You're throwing me in the deep end, but I'm on board.
Origen
okay,
and Fnatic, they have a 1-1 record this split.
That's correct.
Yes? Which means that they obviously can't play against each other for the rest of the split, right?
That's correct.
They've only got 1 week left. So in the event of a tie, where both are tied at 13-4, assuming they win all their games, right, from this point forward, they would have to play a tiebreaker game for that second seed, yes? Okay, so this is what SK could do for Origen, which is ruin their chances of either A, getting that tiebreaker, or being in a position to go ahead of Fnatic and secure that second seed.
I actually think if anyone wanted to play Heartbreaker and everybody wanted to be a bit more hungry to do it, like Origin's strength of schedule, they play XL and Mad Lions next week, right? Mad Lions pretty big game, right?
Yeah.
On the Fnatic side, they play Rogue today, Mad Lions next week, and Vitality. So if anyone wanted to play Heartbreaker and cause some trouble, let's live in a world where Mad beat Misfits today, beat OG next week, and beat Fnatic.
Wow,
well,
that's a crazy world you live in, my friend.
We could have Mad Lions in third. So, nevertheless, you did ask if I had it prepared, and I was just showing that I do have prep. Is basically what that story was. And when we jump into game, Gen X obviously running that Pantheon mid. He's going to be up against this Maokai, and as somewhat of a mid player, as Destiny will get that dredge line. What do you make of this unique matchup?
Right, so I'm actually... Oh, hang on. We actually have a bit of a gank in the mid lane.
We do indeed. Alright, keep running. Skittle. Yeah, you did not need to hype that one up, my friend. But I appreciate the effort.
I got so confused. You kept saying Skittle, and I forgot that Cardus' Q used to be called the Skittle because its animation was completely different to what it is today. Again, I got reminded how old you are.
That's a boomer reference, my word.
That actually is super boomer.
Yeah, it really is. So, anyways, the lay waste is what I was referencing. But yes, used to be a tiny little Skittle on the floor. What do you reckon of what Gen X and Nuke are going to have to deal with in this mid lane? Now, Gen X also has no flash.
Right. So, the thing about Pantheon, he's one of the best early laning phase champions in the game. One of the main reasons for it is his passive, which empowers all of his abilities once he's got 5 stacks built up, right? I don't think anyone's going to die here.
To limits? I mean, Flash available for Destiny.
Yeah, but
no,
no
I'm getting too
excited.
Destiny. Now I'm getting too excited.
No, but I mean, you're right. If the exhaust hadn't come through, that probably would have been a kill onto limit. Upset choosing not to use his cleanse, so they clearly weren't that committed to the play, which is fine. But yeah, going back into this mid lane matchup, the thing about Pantheon is he's super strong in the early game, and he just has such great setup with his jungler because of how easy it is to land his CC. Point and click, easy to execute, and then jungler can just show up, land the damage, hey, everyone's happy. So against a champion like Maokai, usually he's just going to get bullied a lot in the early game. And you can see that Nukeduck actually choosing to go for a very early base. He's going to grab the Dawn Shield as well as the Corrupting Potion, and this will make things harder for Gen X. because you're not going to have that same level of threat, but you can already see it in the CS discrepancy. Maokai really will struggle in this early 1 versus 1 just because he can't match the sheer damage output. And one of the big things is going to be when Gen X hits level 6, because Maokai will never really be able to get priority in this 1v1, again, especially early game because of the damage difference, which means that Gen X can look for very early roams. The question is, where will he look to roam? Bot lane is one option, but pre-6, SK's bot lane don't have the best setup. Top lane is another option though, because when Venter gets level 6, he's going to have the ultimate to lock the Renekton down, and of course he has the skill shot with his E that I forget the name of, the wall hack thing, and he's going to be able to
hook shot.
Hook shot, that's the one I'm looking for.
Fari's in trouble, by the way. First blood secured by Trick with the body slam. It looked like Alfari was chasing for the kill, just overeating.
Yeah, that's surprising though. Alfari is a player that, you know, we gave the mid-split MVP. He is very well known for being very reliable in lane. He's a very strong laner typically, and he was just pretty overextended there. He had vision in the river, but Trick was able to just walk up, pressure him out, and find a kill. So I'm surprised that Alfari actually ended up dying there, but very early, big early advantage gain for SK.
Looking at the map, he's just pushing the wave in and just got jumped on. Yeah, well, I didn't see the setup.
Okay. So here from Alfari, what happened was he just wanted to push the wave and disengage, and then Venter forced the all-in. And then I think Alfari just kind of got baited by it, because he's like, why are you trading with me? I can win this. Of course, the trade was for the purpose of the jungler coming in and helping him secure that kill. So Alfari did get caught off guard there, ends up losing his life, and now we see another trade in the top lane.
Doesn't matter, he's teleported back in, got Cull, the double long swords, 18 CS up, and there's about 4 or 5 in the wave there for Venter, so he's got the Cull as well. In the mid lane, you can see Nukeduck. He's now balancing out that CS number, and with First Blood and SK, they're plus 400 gold. So they're pretty happy with the start of this game, but I really want to see how effectively they can push this lead. Like, you talked about Gen X roaming and his options. If you mess that up, with Xerxes, Karthus, and the ability to play around, and you can see a kill here on the mid lane coming in, Gen X will go down. Trick won't be able to help out. I mean, that was just really well coordinated. But yeah, I want to see what they're going to do. And if you misstep at all, Xerxes, we know how good he is on Karthus, and he can just take over the game.
Yeah, and so what we're seeing here is what I think many teams are really loving about Maokai. We saw it yesterday from Schalke, we're seeing it again today. His gank setup is ridiculous, because he has the W, which roots you for about 1.5 seconds, I forget the specific timing. But then you also have the knock-up from the Q, which like sets up really nicely, and then you follow it up with the ultimate. So even if you cleanse something, there's just so much chain CC coming out from Maokai that it makes it super easy for the rest of the team to follow up. And the first gank that happened, they burnt the flash from Gen X. This time they brought Destiny to the party, and they were able to find a kill, and all that gold is going... Well, in an ideal world, they wanted to give that gold to Xerxes, but unfortunately the Maokai actually picked up the kill, which sure makes his laning phase a little bit easier, but you kind of want to be funneling that gold into the Karthus if you can. But they can just keep making this play happen. Like, you can see Destiny is already back in the mid lane, and Gen X is now being forced to play on the defensive, because he recognizes, okay, maybe I can beat you in a 1v1, but that doesn't matter anymore, because all that matters is the setup and the damage that can come through from the rest of Origen.
Well, as a quick update, the stats team did get back to me. Obviously, we don't have our regular comms, so they're a little behind. I was way off my original numbers. I initially said it was much higher. But anyways, that's his 52nd unique champion played in the mid lane over the course of his career. I mean, that is mind-boggling. He's now 1-0, got the bomb.
So do you say 57?
52.
52.
So that is...
Yeah, that is... I don't know why you think saying it in German would make it easier to understand. That is a third of the champions in our game.
Well done. Yes, yeah. That's how that works. Crazy. Some quick math there from Vidius. Matthias, maybe. Alright, Alfari's going to get jumped on here by Venter. The Hextech ultimatum's available. Going to hold on to it. Here comes Xerxes, a little bit low on mana, but he's got double buffs. Wall of Pain comes out, and now Gen X joined the fray. Teleport coming down from Nukeduck. Nature's Grasp is available. Does he chuck it out? Throw the weeds. Not going to happen. I was hoping to see if Nukeduck threw the ulti and then the Requiem comes down. Maybe that would work. But anyways, didn't work out.
Cool. Yeah, that's actually a really cool combo. They found Trick, though. I think their priority right now would just be stealing away these neutral objectives, deny Trick as much farm and gold as they can, getting even more farm and gold onto the Karthus. You can see the CS discrepancy starting to build between the two junglers. Karthus typically a very power farming focused jungler. He's going to be very happy with that one. And Alfari actually living off the back of that gank. So feels like after what was a bit of a shaky couple of minutes in the very early game, especially in the top lane, Origen have very quickly reclaimed control, and they're feeling very comfortable right now.
I mean, it's 1,000 gold lead. You know, they balanced out those kills. I'm really looking forward to the team fights from OG. I want to see what they can do with the MF, the Maokai, the Nautilus. Something that's been a thread that really stuck with me a couple weeks back, and I'll get to that in a moment, is just how OG like to build a lot of CC in their comps, and this might be why. Dredgeline's going to catch out Trick, he's going to flash and get devoured as well. Noel will get taken up by the Requiem, and the rest of OG, they can now move in, they can take the Rift Herald if they want, they can push a tower. I mean, just immediately available to respond.
Yep, and you can see Limit is now getting chased down. He does have the flash, and he's going to be forced to use it, but SK are just kind of getting pushed around the map right now. They can't afford to contest any objectives right now. And the biggest problem for them is that this Pantheon, their big early game playmaker, was just basically neutralized, right? Yep. When we think about what happened in the draft, they saw the Maokai tick. Of course, hang on, a bit of fighting down the bot lane.
Okay, here comes the Grand Starfall. Alfari in a 1v2, I think he should go down. Kill will be picked up by Vente. So there we go, Pantheon finds the roam because the rest of OG on the Herald, and now Limit is forced to run away with that Abyssal Voyage.
So even though Alfari has died twice, he still has about a 30 CS lead over his lane counterpart. Just goes to show how challenging the matchup can be for the Camille, and also just shows how dominant Alfari is often in these winning matchups as well. Even though he is losing his life, it will obviously help Vente. We seem to see a little bit more fighting in the mid lane.
Okay, track the lane waste, forced a flash. Dragon was picked up by SK, so that's the Infernal. But now Limit's in trouble. Grey Health will get activated. Nothing kills secured here by a Nuke to give kills to the carries. Nuke.
Yes, yes. He's like, I'm the carry now. I am the tree. Yeah, so he needs to stop stealing those. Try to get more money onto the Xerxes. The Xerxes? The Karthus.
I like that. Vedius.
Yes, mate.
You know, we've got a tree in this game, right? And it's like the mid lane.
Oh, you want facts? Okay, I've got some facts.
Do you have owl facts for me?
No. Okay, so I've got a really fun fact for you, right? So you know trees, right?
Yes, I do.
If you cut them in half, there are rings inside on the stump that can tell you how old the tree is.
That's
right?
not a good fact. That's
wait. But there's another layer to this, right? So,
okay, like an onion.
Interestingly, scientists age sharks by counting the rings on their vertebrae.
Wait, how does that work?
Right? Isn't it cool? So you can determine the age of a shark using the same method that you can by determining the age of a tree.
Well, this is going to be a dead Trick. Caught out in his own jungle. Didn't even realize the entirety of OG had invaded. They've expanded their gold lead 2,000 gold. They went looking to see how many rings Trick had. No, that doesn't make sense. They killed him. They couldn't tell his age.
You tried really hard there.
I tried to force it. I should not have tried to force it. There was a good, interesting fact, Vegas.
But it's cool, right? Like, it's, yeah. So if you ever stumble upon a shark and you want to know how old it is, just check the number of vertebrae on the shark.
Okay, I'm going to try that. Because I do go diving from time to time. And I love looking at sharks, but I don't know if you can see with the naked eye, like how close we need to be, how good we need to be.
You probably have to be pretty close to the shark.
So
I don't know if you can just do it with an eye test.
That changes it a little bit. Alright, give me a prediction yet. Does Vente get away with his life? Is there a dive on the way, or is it
You think a Misfortune is going to dive him? Is that what you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. I think Alfari goes in, stuns him up, and bullet time. See, look at this.
I think they just
stuck around, they would have dove it.
Yeah, you know what? They probably would have. If we're being honest, you're probably right. What's interesting is Alfari is actually going for a Blade of the Ruin King rush, which Blade did get buffed on 10.5, and it's like really good on melees now. And you see a bit of a fight kicking off.
Oh, Nature's Grass coming down. That's going to lock up TK as well as Crown Shot. Trick's going to get taken out here in just a moment. No, he manages to survive. There goes Destiny over the wall with the flash. Continues to chase. Gets the Boop down into limits, and the Dredge line pulls him back. Double kill for Upset, 6-2, and a 4,000 gold lead. This is a fantastic early game from OG, and what you would expect in 3 versus 9.
Yep, very much so. And it was a situation where SK was like, hey, I think we've caught Maokai out of position. But he's in his natural environment. You know, you can't separate the wood from the trees, I think is the saying. And in this situation, they're like, okay, maybe if we just turn and engage, we can make this work out for us. But Limit's like, okay, I'm kind of awkwardly stuck here. I can't protect my AD carry. Maokai's left by his lonesome, but he's like, yeah, that's fine. And then the Karthus ultimate comes down to the chase. The TP Vente doesn't really result in anything, and Origen are able to get themselves a double kill.
Well, nicely done. And for anybody just joining us, huge thank you. Some people may not know that we're broadcasting from home. All the LEC teams are playing from their gaming houses or their offices. Verius and I are sitting in our respective bedrooms. I'm at a desk. He's at a chest of drawers.
I'm on a dresser,
as you do, you know.
I believe Reddit called it the original gamer setup.
The original gamer setup. I like that. But also, like, huge kudos to a lot of the production team. A lot of guys you don't see or hear from a lot. We had a lot of challenges yesterday, and I'm so happy with the change that we've had for now. Nevertheless,
yeah, also if you guys have any feedback, if there's anything you want to say, you can always tweet at us. You can tweet at LEC. Like, they have a lot of updates as well, and all that feedback gets read and processed, and we're constantly trying to improve and make things better. So keep sending it our way, both positive and negative. We appreciate all of it.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And Origen, now we want to appreciate their mid game. Now, that could be a swear word. In weeks gone by, appreciate Origen's mid game. I wouldn't have bet on it. So I don't really know.
Well, so the thing is, right? The thing is, Origen have always had like a pretty good early game. It's just often they draft themselves comps, which basically say we don't need to do anything because we'll win by default, right? But I think that with this comp, they're in a similar position. Largely because they have the Karthus, they have a really strong front line, basically with like triple tanks, even though Renekton isn't really a tank, because he gets so much health from his ultimate, he can soak up a lot of damage. Crown Shot, I think it's safe. Alfari, on the other hand, probably isn't.
Okay, teleport's coming down from Nukeduck though, maybe too late. Nukeduck, does he decide to commit? Requiem's on cooldown, so no, not going to chase further. Wasted teleport and kill 2SK, so that was a good play.
Yeah, I don't think the kill did end up going on to Venter, but he's kind of the player you need to look at for SK as a potential win condition if SK want to try and come back into this game. Crown Shot, though, in some danger.
He is indeed. And he's going to get caught up. Flash over the wall. Nukeduck chases him down. Sapling! Oh, Requiem got the kill instead.
Wait, but you wanted him. You were saying that Karthus should get the kills. He needs to. Quick shot.
But that's in like before a tiny present of death is chasing you on the ref. Like, don't you think it's insane how the sapling toss, all this little like present saplings on this Christmas skin just look? So it would have been fun to see that. Even though it's the wrong call, it would have been fun.
I have a present for you. It's dead. Yeah, I can definitely see Maokai being that sort of character. You can see the Mejai's has been picked up by Xerxes as well, so he's going to want to stack those up. He's only at 5 stacks right now, but it's not very difficult for a Karthus to be able to build those up. The problem with Mejai's is it's counterintuitive to your passive, because if you want to try and maximize the use of your passive, then you're not able to get Mejai's stacks, which means that you can see how the two things
and of course, by Karthus passive, the one that he death defied stays
that one.
Able to cast spells, but at the cost of stacks.
Yes, so you're always making a choice between Karthus. Do you play for stacks or do you play for passive? And right now, he's playing for stacks, which is fine. He's just not really fully utilizing the whole kit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. What about this kit? Nukeduck chasing with the flash?
So
I mean, that's just
this
really
is funny because back in the day, back in your era, quick shot, Maokai jungle used to be a really big thing, right? And what you would do is when a Maokai tried to gank your lane, you would flash underneath the tower the moment he used W, because once that animation starts, he's following you, regardless of where you go. You've got to hold that flash until afterwards, but you would flash under the tower to bring him with you. Unfortunately for Crownshaw, he thinks he's flashing over the wall to safety, but Nukeduck has already pressed that W, so he's following him over the wall, he's hunting him down, he's chasing him, and they end up securing the kill. So like,
it does create a lot of
pros and cons of
funny interactions with that twisted advance. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's horrific. Yep. That time it worked out extremely well, and now Vente, he's going to be able to get away from the wall of pain, so no skittles from Xerxes, and then he's easily going to escape. This is the 4th tower secured for OG.
Yeah.
7 kills to 3. They've got a Mountain Drake under their belt, nearly 6,000 gold, and Shelly's going to get a secondary group onto the inhibitor turret. That's dead already. Genax hasn't moved at all. No teleports available. Inhibitors down before 20 minutes. And the only advantage is going to give to SK is they're going to have some safe farming in the bottom lane. But this is an extremely dominant looking Origen. They're pushing well, and they're punishing SK.
Yeah, it's very much what you expect. I think Origen is playing extremely well right now. Everyone knows they are, of course, a very good team. There's a reason why they are 11-4 and why they sit among the top teams in Europe, and against teams towards the, like, anyone below them really, from 4th downwards, they've just kind of had the better of everyone in Europe. So outside, of course, that Misfits game early on in the split. But
yeah.
Origen are a very clean team. They're very calculated, and you know we joked about it in Champion Select. The way you beat this team is you throw a random meeting on their schedule for the day, but it's difficult to catch them off guard. You know, like, they are a well-oiled machine. They're extremely organized, and
you've got to be really good to do it.
Yeah,
like, you can't just disrupt OG by luck. Like, you've got to have skill. You've got a game plan. You've got to execute it well, because they don't mess up on the fundamentals.
I would say you have to be a connoisseur of chaos in order to disrupt the schedule of this Origen business squad.
Oh, dun 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 dun. OG were hunting. Connoisseur of chaos. We used the tortoise and the hare metaphor. One of my favorite match intros all split long was Froskuren introing OG versus Misfats 2 weeks ago in the studio. And I was really excited in the game up until Misfits decided to kind of int in the mid lane and just throw it all away. But, you know, it gave some hope, gave some excitement. There's this rookie squad. Misfits will be playing Mad in the next game. It is our match of the week, and there's a lot on the line. That 4th place seed. And the world that I live in, if Mad Lions win it and then pick up some surprise wins. Hey, Mad are challenging for 3rd. That's the dream for me right now.
Well, I think it's an ambitious dream, but we'll see. Crazy things have happened here in Europe. Right now, Origen, no way they're actually going to do this Baron.
Yeah, not this team.
Okay, they're not. I was gonna say Origen doing a 21-minute Baron. That's crazy, but they are looking for a pick.
Oh, Dredge on a trick! He stepped right back into a body slam over the wall. He will get away to safety. Vedius, can I give you an inspirational quote? You know, because I'm like the old guy and
Hit me with your inspiration.
And whatnot. There's a saying that I heard years and years and years ago, and it said, you know, dream, set your dreams. You know, aim for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll be with the stars.
That's inspirational. However, that doesn't actually make sense because the moon is closer than the rest of the stars. So you wouldn't actually be any closer to the stars. Objectively, if you're making your way to the moon, you're always just going to be closer to the moon than you are any other star. However,
I do not need a pedantic review of the moon.
I think
about
the
visualization.
It was
it's
a very
intention behind the message.
Yeah, it's like you're trying really hard, and I respect that quickly.
Also, what does this mean in the world where Medic goes all pedantic on you and wrecks you for all your verbiage and terminology, but you get to do that to me? Oh, I need to reevaluate my life choices.
Listen, if you need more shark facts, then I'm your guy, alright? But when it comes to, like, literacy, that's where I kind of struggle. That's why I just speak for a living rather than write, because, me write no good. Anyway, in terms of setup right now, Origen are setting up full control around the Baron. They have the bot wave pushing in. They're creating that constant point of pressure. And of course, this is the farthest wave away from the Baron, which means that Vente is almost always going to have to teleport. SK are doing what they can to alleviate some of this pressure, but they're losing full control of their topside jungle. And they have to be very careful about face checking because Origen are looking for picks. And I think
they're going for the hunt. They've already got themselves Gen X forced to flash, been locked down, Nature's Grasp has been thrown out. It's going the wrong direction though for a Nuke Tech. It did allow a kill onto Gen X, and now he's going to start to back away. Flash is used by Trick. Vente is on cooldown, and now it's going to be a 4v5 in the Baron. You have to feel that OG are set up for success. Requiem is still up, but nothing, no ultis for Nuke Tech, Upset, and Destiny.
Yeah, I think the OG is still strong enough to be able to secure this Baron without much contention though, and I think that unless, they're going to go for it.
Vessel Voyage into the red buff. I mean, that's pretty clever, but now remember, Trick, no flash available. I don't think the Blast Cone is up there either. Alfari's going to step forward and not going to be able to do it. Good idea, they didn't have the tools to go for the steal.
Yeah, they did try. I liked the plan coming out from SK, but unfortunately for them, it doesn't come to fruition. 23.5-minute Baron for Origen, and we're going to have a look back at this pick. And this is exactly how you're supposed to play around the Baron. I think a lot of the times we see pro teams just kind of get this vision control, and then they just go back to Baron. Like, they don't actually utilize the fact that they control this space. And this is a great example of how to properly use Fog of War. SK has to face check, otherwise they run the risk of losing Baron, and by face checking, you're the team that obviously is in a better position for success. So they find a good pick onto Genex, they convert it into a Baron with absolutely no contention, and now they can set up for, I don't think they need the next Drake, he's not spawning for another 2.5 minutes, and they're more than strong enough to just siege onto the base. So bot inhib exposed, they should push in mid, they should push in bot, and they should start playing through these 2 lanes to look to try and end the game.
7,000 gold lead, as you mentioned. Baron for a couple of minutes. They've got themselves 2 Drakes already. I mean, Infinity Edge Essence Reaver Rapid Fire Cannon on MF. She's going to be able to, like, you know, double tap and get good chunks onto many of the squishies in SK. Woo! Destiny almost finds the dredge line. And if any of that burst damage comes down, Xerxes can just finish them off with Requiem. It becomes a zoning ultimate and they can take the objective. So they don't even need a full-on fight. Throw down Nature's Grasp, force people to back away. If anyone gets tagged or caught, then bullet time and Requiem, and that's it, done.
Well, here we go, SK going for a fight.
Will hit Nuke Duck though. Does manage to get the ultimate out. It is going to manage to get a couple of roots. Trading mid lane as 1-for-1, but with Baron, they may be able to take this tower a couple more shots. Not sure it's worth, but they got the tower.
Well, one of the big engage tools is actually now gone for Origen. SK could look to try and hold. They still have their AD carry alive. Nuke Duck will have the teleport, so the moment he's back up, he can look to join the rest of his team as Origen continue to play through 2 lanes, creating pressure in mid. They land a hook.
Alright, they do indeed. Their limit's going to flash away. Just when you see... Come on, Upset. Where's the bullet time? Where's he going to go down? Down in the bottom lane. Alfari's going to take the inhibitor. I'm going to get a pop shield for my mind. I need to work on that for next time. Bullet time's going to clear out the wave. And then Baron Empowered Cannon Minion, with the help of Upset and Destiny, will take out yet another inhibitor. 25 minutes on the clock. OG, just dominant performance, looking very, very strong. Making a statement to end Week 8, and looking very comfortable right now.
But they certainly are. That's 2 inhibs down. Xerxes only 7 stacks on his Medjais, which means that hasn't been able to properly find as many kills. I feel like he should have prioritized getting an earlier Dark Seal. He's been involved in 7 of the 9 kills so far this game, so clearly not min-maxing on the Carcass, but difficult to really criticize his play considering how clean Origen has been overall. Final inhibitor tower in their sights as Origen looks to try and close out this game.
Chain of Corruption comes down. Devour near to save Crown Shot with the Nature's Grasp. There you go. Zones everyone away. TK was caught out. Limit in a little bit of trouble. Good damage onto Xerxes. Min-max that passive. Run away. Run away because you don't want to lose the stacks. Xerxes is committed to a strategy. He's got 7 Medjais. He doesn't want to lose them by going into Deathified.
He certainly does not. He is going to hit level 15.
You could not have cared less about that setup.
Yeah, agreed. Quick shot, agreed. He will casually walk away. I mean, sometimes I think that, you know, we should just cast in like a really dramatic voice. You know, like that guy in the movie trailers? You know, like the one man, one destiny. You know, like Alfari, his epic tale against the Cloud Drake. Will he come out victorious? Well, only time will tell.
I wish I could, but I don't think either of us have the voice. We need Yamato to do that segment. Yamato would be the only one that could like really pull that off. Maybe Dracos?
Yeah, maybe. Because the best I've got is the Welsh accent where like, oh, will Alfari do well against the Drake? I don't know.
Quite.
Guess I'll have to wait until he shows it. Not quite the same intensity, really.
It doesn't have the same message, my friend.
Yeah.
But let's turn our attention super quickly, by the way, to SK. Look, 2 wins, 13 losses. It's going to be 2 and 14 after this game. There's 2 games left in the split. It's a disappointing split for SK. You know, expected to have more. Didn't see a lot of development and growth from them. And for an organization that, you know, kind of stood out a little bit in 2019, I want to see what's going to happen in Week 9, and I want to see what they're going to do in the summer split.
I mean, last year they were able to make playoffs, and, you know, they had a pretty strong start to the year. Unfortunately, things didn't really get better, especially the loss of Selfmade really hurt the team. Now it looks like SK going to go for one last-ditch fight. Jax forced out almost immediately.
Not on the same plan. Or not on the same page. Vente teleported in, didn't find an opportunity. Then Starfall comes down. Devour will save Genax for now. It may have killed him, but only 7 stacks in the end. The Donos also had enough damage. Trick goes golden. in the middle of the team. He's going to get caught out. Vente is putting pressure onto Xerxes. Xerxes got now 9 stacks on that Magi's. Good damage from Vente. Hook shot into Precision Protocol. And we'll go down. Xerxes, 15 stacks. Alright, now we're getting worth. This is definitely the right call, albeit slightly irrelevant when you're on the Nexus Siege. And now 3 members of SK Gaming will try to defend. As you mentioned, Crown Shot trying to do what he can, get stunned up, but will get devoured by Limit. He's going to get caught out and popped, blown up, upset, no bullet time available. And the late waste won't be enough to do it. I mean, Origen with a dominant victory over SK Gaming. Absolutely destroy them to close out week 8.
Yeah, Origen is kind of what you expect and what you want to see from a team that is currently sitting in our top 3. These level of dominant performances just goes to show how clean of a team they are. Strong early game, effective use of the mid game, constantly being proactive, great setup around the Baron. There are very few holes to poke right now. The only question mark I'm bringing to the table is Alfari. A bit of an uncharacteristic performance from him. His early death, kind of not what we expect. When he died in the bot lane where he got ganked by the Pantheon ultimate, something that he would usually think about. And it's one of those things where how much do we read into it? Perhaps against a team like SK, maybe he wasn't taking them as seriously. It's it's something to think about.
It is something to think about. It's something to think about for another day. Right now, I want to announce the key player of the game. Nominees, it's at LEC on Twitter. You can vote for Xerxes, Nuke Duck, or Upset. I don't need a follow-up from you, Vedius, because coming up next, it is time for our match of the week as Mad Lions take on Misfits Gaming in a battle of the rookies.